I'm coming back today. I got to looking through the drawers and looking at some of the tools. What I have today is compression testers. Now, there's different ones. You can buy them for all different prices. You can get them at Harbor Freight, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, whatever. And basically what this does, this screws in to where your spark plug goes. It actually looks kind of like a spark plug. And then you take your gauge, and it's got a pop-in valve, and it pops on like this. And what you do, when this is screwed in where the spark plug goes, you disable the ignition or the fuel system, whichever one you prefer to disable, and you turn the engine over and you hold the throttle body open. And what that'll do, this gauge will start to go up. And this measures how much compression the cylinder head has. And what that'll tell you is if you have any problems in the valve train, if you have a blown head gasket, and many other symptoms, maybe just a worn out piston ring, maybe the cylinder walls are scratched and it's losing compression, maybe the car's running rough. But yeah, you can use this to see what's wrong. Like, let's say you take it to a garage, someone says it's got a blown head gasket, and you're not really for sure. Well, if you go and buy one of these compression testers, they're really simple to use. Like I said, you just snap it into the wire, take your spark plug out, screw it in, disable the ignition or the fuel system, and then you test it. Now, I done a Camaro a couple years back that I owned, and my compression readings on all 6 cylinders was 160, which is about 9.5 to 1 compression ratio, which is good. There was nothing wrong with it. It only had 130,000 miles on it. It did really good. And yeah, that's really about it. This one looks scuffed up. I've had it for a really long time. This one I've had for about a year or so. But this one I've had for quite a while. I've tested a lot of cars with it. It still works fine. It's just scuffed up. Eventually I'm going to take some sandpaper and fix that. But really that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, these are both the same thing. They do the same exact thing. They're just, one's newer than the other, and they both do the same purpose. But like I was saying, you can really do many different things. Like, I mean, if you want to, you can see, you know, it goes all the way to 300 compression. But most cars average between 120 to 180 at the most. That's where you want to be, but if you're anywhere below that, you usually have a problem. And another thing is, if you want to check and see if you have any valve train issue, whether you have sticking valves, you do the compression test, and when it reads at whatever it reads, let's say 150, if you see that gauge starting to slowly go down, that means you have a problem. It could either mean you have an intake valve not seating or an exhaust valve not seating. It could be a serious problem. It could be why your car's not pulling a hill. It could be why your car's not getting that good on gas mileage. There's a lot of variables into this compression testing. And another thing is, some of the features on it, if you look real close here, this little valve here, after you pump up all the air, there's air in this line. And it's very compressed, very powerful air, especially if it's a high performance engine with like 12.5 to 1 compression ratio. You push this button, psh, all the air comes out. Other than that, it's pretty basic to use. And if you have any questions or comments, just like it, subscribe, ask me any questions, leave a comment. If you want to see it in use at a later time, I'll get a gasoline engine and show you how it works. You can do it on diesel, but you have to have really an adapter, because the diesel don't really have spark plugs, it has glow plugs. But like I said, I'll try to get a video up for you guys to show you how it works and take you step by step on how to do that. But that's all for today. If you'd like to like and subscribe, go for it.